On the previous video, I completely maxed out and I applied a few epic import parts on my McLaren 600lt Spider, and a few of you guys asked me if I could test this one on multiplayer against, the classic rivals like Huracans, Pandas and that stuff. So I went down, all the way down to Golden League on this classic season in order to find out how good this car actually is. So with nothing else to add, I really hope you will enjoy this video and let's begin with the test. Many of you point out that this car has a few issues, like for example a bit larger hitbox than usual, to be honest, I had a few issues with before getting used to it, but it's not like the largest one. I had a few issues with kinda weird ramp interaction physics too, and some minor issues with basically the car physics in general. I have to admit that if you are not used to the car, you will struggle a bit on the first race especially, but at least in my experience, as far as I could test, once that you get the point, it's all about taking the ramps, especially the barrel roll ones, the proper way, and you won't have basically any kind of issue with this car regarding that matter. Of course, it's true that sometimes the car randomly bumps right after landing too, but as far as I could test, such situations never end on a catastrophic outcome for my rating. So even though weird bumps is not something good to have as your car characteristic, it's a con I can deal with too. Physics aside, and focusing a bit more into the things that I can control of the car, this is the stats. This car is really good on the right hands, to be honest, because as you will see in the following races, the acceleration is slightly better than the Huracan and therefore basically better than all the cars around this rank, because maybe the Peugeot 9X8 accelerate a bit faster, but only not by a long shot, I will bet. Regarding the handling, this car is an absolute dream to handle. Let's be honest, it takes the corner quite well, and that combined with a really good nitro duration, which I expect to improve as I will apply the two epic import parts that I will get from the last Unleashed event stage, will make this car, I think, a really useful and versatile option for multiplayer, especially on twisty tracks like Caribbean, Osaka and Buenos Aires. And especially, I really hope that the last one, because Buenos Aires is a track that I hate with a passion. Also, the top speed may not be the best around this rank, but kinda does the job because thanks to the great acceleration and nitro efficiency, if you handle this car properly, you won't have any kind of problem, as long as your rivals are not as skilled with their cars as you are with the 600lt, because yes, I face it a bit faster cars than my 600lt, but in that case you may have some problems, but all the faster cars I faced on this race ended behind me, so I can really confirm 100% that this car is really bad against faster car, because basically all the other faster cars ended behind me. Also, I have seen that many people saying that this car is not better than the Huracan, but being the Huracan such a play nowadays, this car has nothing to fear if driven properly. So that's why I definitely say is a really good, a really versatile option for this rank, at least on classic season. Of course, if you are a beginner and following the line I mentioned in my previous video, I would still recommend you to aim for the Huracan rather than this McLaren 600lt Spider, because the Huracan is overall a bit more helpful and it's easier to tame, especially because they has less physics issues compared to this one. So in a nutshell, I think it's safe to say that this car may not be as fast as the Huracan, of course, but it still packs quite good overall stats that makes it a really good option for multiplayer. This is not the rank I use the most on multiplayer, because let's remember that at the end, basically this is not like Asphalt 8, and if you use this car on Legend League, you will basically end up completely demolished by far better top-notch S-Class car. But I'm quite happy because I did not spend a massive amount of tokens upgrading and maxing a car that actually proved to be quite helpful and that will definitely help me on my way from Golden League to Platinum. On this last race, I faced a few Huracans which basically stood no chance against my 600lt. Of course, I'm well aware that the competition will be stronger at the beginning of the season, but I think that just proves my point that it's not the car but the driver who defines which car is actually useful, because you can drive a Golden Wire, a BC, a Valhalla or an Imola, but if you don't have the skills required to play at the level that cars require, you will end up losing against someone on a Huracan, a 600lt or something like that, Of course, this is on classic, and if also depends where you use a car, because if I use this 600lt on Ghost Slipestream, Won't be useful at all against a McLaren F1L or any of the cars I mentioned earlier, but I think that you guys got the point. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video and the races within it. Let me know in the comment section if you will lock this car or not, and which are your thoughts about it. I will see you really soon, as usual, with much more Asphalt 9 content. Goodbye and see you really soon.